Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to my video. If you haven't did so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Also, to hit that notification button as well, so you know when I put up another video. What's going on, people? Welcome to my video. This is some sad news in the boxing world. Former heavyweight champion George Foreman has passed away at the age of 76. Man, this is sad. Uh, I really enjoyed George Foreman not only as a boxer, but as a man and a human being, man. And George Foreman really, really did an amazing job at changing the perspective of what people thought of him early on in his career and changing that narrative about him. Um, when he was when he started off early in his boxing career, I'm a huge boxing fan. I used to be, and I remember, watching the golden era of boxing, which I believe is, you know, late '70s. I was born in '77, so I didn't really get a chance to watch all the greats like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and so on and so forth, and George Foreman. But my grandpops, he was a boxer in the military, so he was a huge boxing fan. And I remember when he was alive, my grandpa's passed away in December of '92. You know what I'm saying? I think I was around like 15 years old or something like that when he passed away. 13 or 15, one of them. And I just remember us just sitting up watching boxing. And this was a time where, Tyson was doing his thing in boxing, which me personally, I've always said this, that Tyson was an overrated boxer. And Tyson, he benefited from coming in and boxing at the right time, because a lot of the greats, were way past their prime. You know what I'm saying? So, the heavyweight division at that time when Tyson came in was wide open. It was wide open. And, Tyson was an exciting fighter, but when um he started fighting fighters that actually could fight, he lost to them. He lost to Buster Douglas, who was a journeyman. He lost to what's his name? What's his name? Evander Holyfield twice. So he lost to Lennox Lewis, guys who could actually fight, and guys who had size on them. He had issues with, and Tyson was. I always thought Tyson was overrated. I still do. You know what I'm saying? He even said it himself in the interview that he wasn't that really that good. You know what I'm saying? He just benefited from coming in and boxing at a time where um, boxing, the heavyweight champion division, that division was wide open. You know what I'm saying? Again, when he fought guys who can really fight, he lost to them. So that's what I gotta say about Tyson. You know what I'm saying? But George Foreman, former heavyweight boxing champion, dies at age 76. Foreman first won the first heavyweight championship with a knockout of Joe Frazier in 1973. He later became a preacher and was also known for the George Foreman grill. Everybody knew about the George Foreman grill, man. He really put his stamp on, uh, you know, you know, um, what is it called when people sell things? Being a person who sells things. I forgot the name of, it, but he really changed his career. Like I said, when George Foreman first came in, he was young, he was mean, he was knocking people out. Um, he wasn't the hardest hitter of his era. A lot of people say that Ernie Shavers was the hardest hitter in George Foreman's era, but he was definitely second. And I guess you could say he was like the Tyson of his era. Like, he was just knocking people out, and he came across Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali used his mind while George Foreman at the time, he was young and didn't understand what Muhammad Ali was doing, and um, Muhammad Ali tired him out in that fight. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He used his mind, and that's how George Foreman lost that fight to Muhammad Ali. But This is a huge loss in boxing, and he will be missed, man. Not only because George Foreman was a great athlete, but George Foreman was a great man. You dig what I'm saying? He was a great man. You never heard anything about George Foreman doing anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? He became a preacher, you know, um, and you just never heard any crazy stuff about George Foreman. Now, is he perfect? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure his younger days in his career, he probably did some things, but as he got older and matured, and he got right with the Most High, you never heard anything. I don't even think George Foreman drunk any. He didn't drink alcohol or anything like that. He didn't smoke. He didn't do anything, but take care of his family as a man. But George Foreman, world heavyweight boxing champ and Olympic gold medalist, who later became an entrepreneur known for his indoor grills that bore his name, died Friday at the age of 76. I just recently seen a video of him hitting the punching bag. I'm trying to, I'm wondering how he passed away. Did he have a heart attack, or there's no word out yet on how he died? I'm very interested on how he passed away. Our hearts are broken. An announcement on Foreman's Instagram page read, "With profound sorrow, we announce the passing of our beloved George Edward Foreman, Sr., who peacefully departed on March 21st, 2025, surrounded by loved ones," it read. The cause of death was not provided. And I watched a movie on George Foreman a few months back, man, and it was very interesting. He went through a lot in his life, man. He dealt with a lot. He dealt with a lot of racism back in his day, and he prevailed all of that, man. He prevailed all of that, and you got to watch that movie. I think it's on Netflix. The George Foreman bio pic, and it's really interesting, man. How he came into boxing, and you know what I'm saying, and um, yeah, man, he just dealt with a lot, man, and for him to go through everything he went through in his life, from what I seen in that video, and for him to not only build a career for himself, but he built an empire, man. Everybody knows the George Foreman Grill, who George Foreman is. He became like the infomercial man, like, you know what I'm saying? He went from villain to good guy, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he won the championship at the age of, oh man, how old was he when he won the championship? 45? Something that was not even, it was something that wasn't heard of at the time, man. He beat Michael Moore with one punch. Boom. Michael Moore was winning that whole fight, yo. Like I said, I'm a boxing fan for real. Like, Michael Moore was killing him that whole fight. One punch, put him down, man. Now, Michael Moore in the interview said when he fought George Foreman, he said he was crushing him, which he was. And he should have. Like, you half his age. You half younger than him. Like, but what do they say in boxing? The last thing that leaves in boxing is your power. And he still had power. Even though he was slow as molasses, he couldn't really get out of the way of punches when he won the championship. I think he won it 3 times, 2 times, 3 times. I don't really remember. Um, yeah, he was determination is what won him that championship against Michael Moore. Determination, man, and that one punch put Michael Moore down. And Michael Moore said in the interview it was a lucky punch. Uh, do I agree with that? I don't know. But George Foreman, man, has transitioned. Um, let's see what else we can get into with this. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Our hearts are broken with profound sorrow. We announce the passing of our beloved George. Okay, I read that. Humanitarian, Olympian, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He was deeply respected Facts. Everybody respected George Foreman. A force for good, a man of discipline, conviction, and a protector of his legacy, fighting tirelessly to preserve his good name for his family. Facts, man. He did everything he was supposed to do as a man. And this is what I want to say about, George Foreman and being a man is that you want to leave a legacy. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave a legacy that people respect. You know what I'm saying? People respect George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Because all the trials and tribulations he went through in his life, you got to watch that movie. It's really good. He was able to prevail and provide for his family. Look at his beautiful family. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we all gotta go, man. We all gotta transition, and he lived a full life. His family is good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want as a man. Like, yo, you want your family to be good. When it's your time to leave here, you want everybody in your family that loves you to be straight, all the way around the board, financially, spiritually, mentally. You know what I'm saying? You want if you got daughters, you want them to marry somebody who loves them, and vice versa for your sons. And you want to leave a great legacy that your family can be proud of. And George Foreman did that, man. You know what I'm saying? George Foreman did that. When he lost to Ali, his career was in a spiral. You know what I'm saying? Because people doubted him that he couldn't come back. And I think he left boxing for a while to become a preacher, if I can remember in the movie. And um, he came back with a vengeance. At the late age of like 48, 45, or 46, he won the championship, I think. So, man, that goes to show you that determination. You could do anything you want in this life. And George Foreman is a prime example of you can accomplish anything you want in this world. There's no excuses to. I'm talking to everybody out there. You dig what I'm saying? I'm talking to everybody out there. There are no excuses when it comes to changing your life. Nobody's holding you back from nothing. Nobody. It is up to you. You got to have determination, drive, and the will to change your life. And George Foreman did that, man. All respects to George Foreman. All my condolences go out to his family. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. George Foreman, man. Thank you for everything you've done in boxing, and thank you for representing men in the right way. And I'll see you when I get there, George. Peace. That's my take, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't did so yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and leave your comments, man, on the passing of George Foreman. What do you think about that? Take care, guys. Peace.